the fun.
Welcome to this episode of Mindful Mamas. I'm your host, Molly Ann Luna, and today I'm speaking with Ines Andina. She's a certified health and wellness coach, and today she's going to be talking to us about how to glow from within, both during and after pregnancy. So thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much, Molly Ann. It's an honor to be here.
I'm excited to dive into this topic because, no joke, it was 2 days ago that I was telling my husband, I said, I think there might have been like one day in my pregnancy that I had the quote unquote glow. And I'm like, how do you get, what does that even mean? And then how do you get back into that space?
Yes.
So I love that you're going to bring up not only during pregnancy, but even after.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's such an important subject, no, for all of us, pregnant or not, but especially pregnant women. They are, they are like jewels for society. They're bringing new beings into this world, no? So I think it's such a special moment in life, and people don't realize, at least when I was pregnant, especially with my first kid, I have 4 kids, and I wasn't aware of what I was living. I was so full of expectations of how things should be that I wasn't really in the present and enjoying the moment. I was loading myself with things that, expectations that I should cover. And then I had my kids, and with the first one especially, I had so many expectations for him. Poor little thing. Like I had all these dates and all these milestones that they should be covered by this date, no? And really, I have come to realize what a magical moment it is, no, in a woman's life, and how we really need to help these women. And it's such a beautiful thing what you're doing. I want to, recognize that you are doing an amazing work, bringing this awareness and trying to support and empower these women. So in any way that I can help, I'm so happy.
Oh, thank you. That means so much to me. I know, here in the Mindful Mamas group, that's my intention, is to just help be a platform, a safe haven for them to come and get educated, inspired, and empowered as they embark on this journey of motherhood. Whether you have kids or you're thinking about having kids, this is a great place to come. So it's nice to have people like yourself who just get it. Yes, you're a mama, but you're also a certified health and wellness. Sorry, I almost said that wrong. Health and wellness coach.
Mm-hmm.
And so it brings another layer to the
Yes.
table. And so I appreciate you being here as well.
Thank you so much, Molian. So, when as I said, no, I just, got married very young and started to have kids and everything. I was very lucky, and that's why I've had 4 children, because my pregnancies were easy and everything was given, no, and it was easy. Then I went on a health bump, and suddenly I had I went through a stage where I completely used all my energy. My husband was away on a trip. He's a filmmaker, and he was filming in Maine, and I stayed with the 4 kids here. I live in Colorado in the mountains, so I would do everyday hikes, and I would take them in nature, and I was energy, floated with energy always, no? So I never thought about taking care of myself, no? And after 3 months like that of holiday and traveling and, back and forth and all of that, I suddenly one day I woke up and I felt like I had oil, no, injected in my brain. I felt completely no focus, no energy, no joy, no? So I started to find out what was going on, and I had a virus, and so I went with a natural doctor that helped me overcome this, because if I had gone to the traditional route, they will tell you that if you have Epstein-Barr, which is what I had, you have that. It's a chronic thing, and you cannot get rid of it. So luckily, I have a very, an amazing doctor here, and he helped me to overcome it. And I was so impressed with the power of just doing natural things and taking care of yourself and the mindset, no, and all the things that affect our health and our well-being and our mood. That I was like, oh, I have to know more of this. No, I have to really learn about this because this is such a empowering tool, no, and everyone should know about it. So I found out about my school in New York, and I studied online, and I got certified because what really makes me excited is to think that I can help women glow from within. Like we are. I believe we bring beauty to the world in so many different ways through our children, through everything we do. We really have the choice to do things, bring in such a beauty that makes the world a better place. So that's what really makes me so happy, no, to be able to help women to do that. And once you learn what you can do and how things impact you on a daily basis, and you get into certain habits, really life transforms for you. And what I love about women is that the impact they have in society, because once a woman is glowing, her children get benefited. Their husbands, their partners, their friends, like everyone is like, what is she doing? What are you doing? I want to learn. I want to do what I want. There's this saying, I'll have what she's having. So, it really is a magical, and it's such an honor to see the transformation I see in women once they decide this is going to be a priority, and they take the time and the energy to you know to go this path, no. And so yes, I think it's a very transformative thing.
So what I'm hearing you say is that there was a time when you were kind of in single parent mode, and
Mm-hmm.
even though you thought maybe you were taking healthy steps of like getting outside in nature and taking care of the kids, you did come down with a physical
Mm-hmm.
dis-ease
Mm-hmm.
in the form of Epstein-Barr, which I'm curious how that, for those mamas that don't really know much about it, how that manifests and what that actually looked like for you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I kind of want to touch on that, but then because you were able to go to more of this like holistic doctor, there were some sort of actionable steps that he or she helped you just have like this realization and get to like a more centered space so that you can ultimately, glow from within, as you
Mm-hmm.
put it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, can we talk about that a little bit? Like, what did
Sure.
that look like? How did that manifest in your body? And then what steps did you start incorporating to get back to a place of
Mm-hmm.
healing and health?
So first, well, the way uh, I realized I had something was because one day I woke up and like I couldn't think straight. No, it was that bad, and I'm glad it happened that way because, and I'm sure I had had signs, but I wasn't really in touch with my body back then and with how I felt. So I would maybe have a broken rib and not feel the pain. That's how disconnected I was, and I
Wow.
just assumed, I was full of energy and nothing happened to me ever. No, I never got sick. So this time I was like, something is wrong. No, I couldn't think straight. I couldn't focus. I had no energy. I just wanted to stay all day long in bed. No, which never happened because I have 4 kids. So there is no way I could do that. But just my life just went into slow motion. No, and that's how I realized. So with Epstein-Barr, you have no energy, no focus, mental fogginess. You have uh, you feel like there is no joy, so you're kind of depressed, no? That's how I felt. I started to go to with this doctor, and he did biofeedback. So he did like these energy treatments where they, through a computer, they align your energy to your ideal energy, no? And that's how he got rid of it, and some homeopathy. Uh, but I feel like he helped me like get over that. But then all the work I did after, once I began to study, that was the real work, no? Because you can go and take a pill, but if you don't really do a transformation, nothing. I would have gone back to that. Actually, it's a virus that whenever you overstress your body, you will get it. It wakes up. It's something that is living there, and it wakes up. And actually, 80% of the people in the US has it, and many are not even aware. So once I began to study, and I always thought I was a healthy person, and I looked healthy, and in my mind I ate healthy, but once I began to learn from the best natural doctors in the world and the leading edge, people that are really making a transformation in the world in how we are now seeing how health really works, and a bit, overcoming the concept that the traditional medicine is the solution. Because really, when you realize that, and this is something I show my clients, our body is the most sophisticated machine there is.
Mm-hmm.
It
Totally
is
agree.
made to heal itself.
Yes.
No, it is made to renew itself each and every night, at every single moment. So when you realize the power that we are carrying around in our bodies and in our mind, and that's something I had never thought of, no? And we are used to have this, we are used to see the doctors like semi-goddesses or gods that know the answer, and they really don't. And that's too much to put on them, no? So they are wonderful for an accident. If, you get uh, run by a car, of course, go to a hospital. But here I'm talking about prevention and what you can do on a very simple way in a daily basis that will transform your health. And when you're pregnant, you're carrying a baby, the baby's growing inside you. They say whatever the baby's not getting through what you're eating, then they will get it from your body. So you're the one who's going to be left, no, lacking certain nutrients or vitamins or things in your body if you're not being well nourished.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think that, I believe the baby is affected too. So it's a huge responsibility for us, not to be well nourished. And when I say well nourished, it's not only what you're eating, which is vital, but it's how are you nourishing yourself. And that's what I wasn't doing forever. I hadn't, that's what I learned to do. I learned to take care of myself. I learned to be present. I learned to, give my body and my mind and my spirit what it needs on a daily basis. And the difference has been, night and day. It's really transforming. So some actionable steps that, a pregnant woman or a woman that is thinking of maybe someday being a mom, because I believe health is a tool we have. Like our body is a tool we have, and it's a tool we have that enables us to bring good to this world. No, so we really have to take care of it. No, it's not a given thing. You really have to honor it and take care of it. So if I went back in time and I was going to get pregnant of my first child, no, and this applies to anyone, not someone who is not pregnant, someone who is pregnant, I would really, really take care of what I'm eating and drinking. So I would go, it's very simple. It's just going back to basics. Just eat real, fresh food. Don't obsess about calories. Don't obsess about anything but feeding yourself things that you look forward to eat, because your body is really, our body is talking to us all the time. And cravings are a very good sign of what you're needing, no? So I remember when I was growing up, and at least once a month I would wake up and tell my mom, Mom, we have to eat lentils, no? Of course I was craving iron, no? My body was needing iron. So if we begin to make an exercise, and before we eat breakfast or at lunchtime, if we stop, no? And this is something that everyone can do. Just to stop, breathe in like deep 3 times, no? And like come back to your body, be present, and realize how you feel, no? And really honor that you are going to feed your body, no? And enjoy the experience and be present. So turn off your devices. Really be in the moment, no? Like we really have to stop, and this is something that is so common in this culture, no? In the American culture of working, and while you're working, you're eating a sandwich, and that has to stop. That has to stop, no? Like people really have to turn off the devices and be present and just have lunch and enjoy the moment, no? So breathe in 3 times before you start eating, no? And feel yourself, like how am I feeling? Am I feeling thirsty? Am I feeling, what kind of flavor am I craving? Is it salty? Is it sweet? No? And then if you are eating fresh, real food, which doesn't come from boxes, no? Because any processed thing has things that you don't need, and then your body has to deal with that.
And then you're making it work even harder, right? Trying to get rid of all of those additives.
Exactly. Yeah. And then now the cleanses and the detoxes are so popular, but what if we don't get toxicity in the first place?
You know what? I'm glad you bring that up. My husband is also a health transformational coach, and we talk about that all the time. It's like, while that has a time and a place to do the detox, if you really are fueling your body with good, healthy, whole foods, the detox never really needs to take place, because you're honoring yourself.
Exactly.
So it sounds like to me that you had this self-realization that here you thought you were full of energy and you thought you were doing kind of everything quote unquote right. But it wasn't until this virus kind of knocked you out that you had to reassess and do something like, let me just stop. Let me take 3 breaths. Let me take a moment to get centered and really start asking myself, like, what is it that I need in this moment? And I think that can be one of the hardest things for us as mamas to do, but one of the most crucial. A question that I do have for you, though, is like, you brought in this topic of how to glow, and during pregnancy and after, but maybe we could touch a little bit more on, like, what does that mean to you exactly? What does it mean to glow?
For me, to glow means to, you know when you see a woman and there is like light coming from inside? And when you see like they look healthy, no, because like a glow, it's like a characteristic, no? Women that are dull and women that are glowing, and we don't see that many glowing women, no? But when you see one, you notice her, no? And you are like, I want that, no? I want to feel that way, no? Back to what we said before, I want to have what she's having. So glowing for me, it's to feel well in your body, and it is to, and you feel well in your body because your body is feeling well, and because your mind is in a state of calm and gratitude, and just knowing that everything is going to be fine. So that's why I work a lot with my clients on quieting down those expectations. Like this society is amazing. No, I don't want to put anything down because really we are so privileged, no, to live in this moment in time and space. But the kind of life we have been led to believe that has to happen for you to be successful or to be happy, that's a story someone made up, and all the sheep just believed it and followed through, no, like, and I'm kind of questioning that. I don't believe you need certain things to be happy. I believe you just need to be yourself. And when you are doing you, everything is going to be fine. So if you take the moment and the energy to think about what you want in your life, what are your values, what do you want to bring when you're having this baby, what do you want for this baby, no? And maybe you realize, no, maybe it's not the big house. I don't need that. I don't need that because then I'm going to be all stressed out, working like crazy to pay a mortgage. And maybe there is a more simple way to live, no? And some people choose to go and live in Bali, and and they really are enjoying life and making it happen. And that's what I feel like we really have to become more conscious about what we are creating, because I believe we are creating every single thing that shows up in our lives.
Oh my gosh. Inez, it's been such a pleasure having you on this episode today, because everything that you're talking about totally resonates with me as well. Essentially, the kind of key takeaway to wrap it all up for me here is that we have to get back to our inner knowing, back to our intuition, and just really learn how to fully trust ourselves, because our bodies and our minds they're just such intensely wise instruments. And although we're super grateful to have the medical staff out there in the world with their intense immense amount of knowledge, it really comes back to owning your own truth, owning your intuition, and getting touch within. And that's something that I totally teach as well. I've got my e-course. It's called Discover the Beauty Within, which is all about releasing all those crazy thoughts in your mind and getting back into that heart-centered space so you can move forward and then do things like you talked about, like incorporating, healthier habits and choosing what foods are best for you in that moment. So that's so fantastic. Thank you for shedding some light on that for us.
Thank you.
I know you've got a lot of great resources and content and things out there for our mindful mamas, because your website is fantastic. Where can they go to find out more about what you have to offer as a certified health and wellness coach? So
they can go to my website, inesandina.com. They can go to on Instagram. I love Instagram because it's like a daily reminder, and I'm getting so much amazing feedback of women that tell me, I'm looking to see your posts every day because they really are reminders or inspiration, no, of what can I do that day. So my Instagram is Ines _Andina.
Okay.
That's another one. And then on Facebook, it's Ines Andina. Ines, a little, how do you call like
a dash?
That? Andina, Ines Andina. And they all have my picture in it. So that's where they can find me. And I think you wanted some like steps they could follow, like on a daily basis. I can make it very short.
Sure, bring it on, girl.
So the first is in the morning when you wake up, just breathe 3 times deep and think of 3 things you're grateful for. No,
love that.
That will set your day just to just to put your energy in the right place. No. And then another thing is stop through the day, say 3 or 4 times, and breathe deep again, just to remind yourself everything is fine, everything is going to be as it should. No, the baby's fine, I am fine. No, just to remind yourself and get in touch with the present. And then another 2 more things. One is try to switch everything you eat to real, fresh food. You can't go wrong with that, no? So if you can grab a glass of water and squeeze some lemon instead of going for a lemonade, or that simple things like that. That is amazing. And look for in my website. You have some recipes, simple recipes, and on my Instagram, you can always learn a very simple way to add and incorporate real fresh food, no, into your days. And then the last one is to make an exercise and think about the people that are surrounding you, who makes you feel great and who doesn't, and try to spend more time with people that make you feel well, and try to spend less time with the people who don't. No, so maybe if the person that doesn't make you feel well is your mom, that sometimes happens, just make the phone calls shorter. No, you don't need to be talking with her all day long. You can just say, Mom, now I'm busy, I'll talk to you tomorrow. No? So just be mindful about how people and situations and things make you feel. Like when I was pregnant, there was no way I could see a film that wasn't all happy and beautiful and no? So really respect and honor yourself, no? And don't mind what others think. No, trust that intuition that you were saying.
Yes, great advice. Thank you so much for that.
Thank you, Marianne.
And I'm going to put a link to your Instagram, your Facebook, and your website, inesandina.com.
Perfect. I hope to see all your audience over there.
Yes, awesome. Thank you. Have a great rest of your afternoon, and thanks again for being on today's episode of Mindful Mamas.
Thank you, Marianne.